Hello everybody, welcome to Sweet Poppy Stencils Inspiration Day. It's Rosemary here from the design team. I hope you're enjoying the demonstration so far. There are plenty more to come today. We're very busy getting lots of inspiration together for you. So I hope you enjoy the day. Today I thought I'd share this card with you. It's a Christmas card using the Sweet Poppy Stencils Mistletoe wreath and the robin on the holly branch. So for this card I'm using a 13.5 by 19 centimetre piece of Bockingford card, available from Lucy. It's a watercolour card and it's very nice to work with, and it's quite a good thickness as well. So to start with, we're going to stamp our robin onto our card. We're going to put it in the centre of our card. Morning Mist Versafine Clair. Make sure I've covered all of him. I just tap it onto my stamp. I've got my little teddy here. And then I'm going to re-ink him just to get a little bit more depth into my grey ink. On the original card I did him in black, and I think I prefer the grey. And there we go. So our card is now stamped. I'm going to put put him on here, and then I'll clean him later. Put him on there so I know where he is. Okay, so now our card is stamped, and what I want to do now is I want to put our mistletoe on. But what I've done is I've prepared another card, because the ink is still wet on that one, so I wanted to have dry ink. So I'm still going to place my card in the corner, and I'm going to get my mistletoe stamp, and on my original one I've placed the branch onto the holly wreath so it looks like they're joined together. So I'm going to do that again now. So this, just go which way around I want to go. I think I'll go that way. I've placed I've cut a mask out just of a piece of paper, and I've got some of Lucy's masking tape on the back just to hold it in place, because I want my holly leaves to look like they're in the foreground. They're coming through the mistletoe branch, wreath, sorry. And it's just Lucy's low tack tape that's holding it in place. So I'm going to place this part here so that his beak goes into, he's not in place, is he? Whoops, a daisy. In there. And then I want the branch in there. There we go. I'm going to go with that one. So as you can see, it's just this part here on that holly leaf. So if you do a mask, you don't really need to cut that one out. Right, so we're going to use Shady Lane on our mistletoe wreath. Just a few pats and place it down and just give it a little bit of a rub. Okay, now we can remove our mask. We can see that our holly leaves are in front of our, so it looks like the holly branch is coming through the mistletoe wreath. There we go. And there we have our stamped image. And the next thing we're going to do is to colour it in. Now I'm using Polychromo pencils. I've got quite a few here that I picked out. I've kept all the ones I used originally. Don't need that at the moment. And I also like to blend my pencils. So I've got some blending solution here, which is called pencil blending solution. And my little pencil stubs. I have different colours for different, I use different colour for each one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the red on his breast. And the first colour I started was this one on his chest, this one, because it's more pinky. So I just went round to the outside of his chest in a circular motion. And I move my card around quite a bit while I'm colouring. I like to colour because it sort of like takes your mind off things. Find it very therapeutic. Now, as you can see, I've only done a thin layer. Sorry, I'm sticking my arm in the way. I'll put them over there. And find my little red. There it is. My little red pencil stub. And dub it in my pencil solution. And then I'm just going to rub it over the pencil colouring that I've just done. Now sometimes it looks a bit blotchy, but as it dries nice, and as you can see in the card, it dries really nice, dries to a smooth texture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my red, and I'm just going to go round my edges. And I'm getting my pencil stub again, or paper stub, sorry, not pencil stub, but paper stub. And I'm going to bring that out more into the centre of the card, just using my pencil stub. Not adding any more pencil at the moment, but I may in a minute. And this gives us like a two-tone colour. little bit dark yellow and a pale brown and a darker brown on his wings. So I'm going to start with my yellow, trying to get the yellow to show up underneath the brown. It seems to have worked a little bit. I'm not blending that yet. I'm just going to go over now with my brown. Again, I'm just using circular motions just to give myself a more even tone with the pencil. Just making sure I get into the edges. Now that's the light part of his body, and I've done his tail as well. I'll take some of that up there. And then I'm going to do his wing in a darker brown. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a lighter brown first. So I do all his wing. In this lighter brown, but it looks different because it's not got the yellow underneath. So it gives it a different colour. And then I take my darker brown and I just go over where Amy has given us the shadow of dots, so it helps us to work out where the darker colours should be. Now that's how Robin done. We're just going to put a little bit of tonal colour around his eye, so we don't get too much stark white around his eye. But still leave it quite pale. The leaves of our mistletoe, using a pale green. So, and once again, it's just blending. So that's mistletoe leaves done, and then I'm going to take my darker brown because I want the wreath part to stand out a bit. So I'm just highlighting the actual branch. Okay, so that's that part done. Here's our green brush. I keep calling them brushes, they're pencil stubs, aren't they? So just give this one. Just give a little rub on each one, just to blend them out a little bit. So I'm going to use this very pale yellow just to highlight my mistletoe berries. And the next thing I think we will do is we'll do our branch of our holly branch. So we're going to use this paler brown for the actual branch itself. That's better. So we're doing our branch in the pale brown. We've got a little part of our tail here to do in darker brown. Oops. And there's another berry there behind the start of our branch. And then with the darker brown, I'm just going to go along the bottom, along the edge. And then I'm going to blend that in with my blending solution and my paper stub. And then our holly leaves. So for the holly leaves, I've used 2 greens, this nice colour here, sort of like a reddy browny colour, and that's it, I think. Yeah, so the 2 greens. So first of all, I did paler green. And once again, always using circular motion. Unless I'm on the edge, I'm doing something on an edge, I always use a circular motion. And blend it all in together. And finally I added a little bit of this nice red as well. Oops, pencil stop. Just to give our leaves a little bit of a different look. So that's our card topper nearly done. Let's cover that up. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do one more piece of stamping, which is our sentiment. So I'm going to remove my wreath. And put my card back over in the corner as always. And I'm using the stamp from the set, which says Peace on Earth. And I'm going to stamp it just there. I'm not going to stamp it in black this time. I did last time. I was going to use the grey again. So we just ink up our stamp. and bring it down and press once and lift. And then if you think it needs another little press, just press. And there we go. Peace on earth. So now we're just going to add a few finishing touches before we mount our card up. So we're just going to highlight our lines on our mistletoe. I know I've started here, so I'm just going to work my way around. And then because my holly branch, I want it to look like it's more in the foreground than in the background, I used glossy accents on my holly berries. So let's get a scrap piece of paper. Just in case it squirts out everywhere. Or doesn't squirt out at all. Need a pin. Roll it around till it covers the whole berry. I can't do that one yet because that's wet. So, and they're touching, so it will mould into each other and look like one berry. So I'll do that in a little while. But that's our card finished. And we just need to mount it up now. Here's the original one, so our new one. We've got over the same. He looks a bit paler than that one. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial. I look forward to joining in the next Inspiration Day. If I don't see or speak to you before, have a lovely Christmas and a wonderful 2025. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.